The Kentucky Horse Park, established in 1978, was created to celebrate man's relationship with the horse. It houses over 36 different breeds of horses right there on site, and it does a very good job of educating the general public about horses and about the horse culture of Lexington. The Kentucky Horse Park is unique to Lexington not only because it represents the horse culture of Lexington in a different way than such places as Keeneland or the Churchill Downs, but it also does a great way of educating the general public as well. I was privileged to speak with 3 different individuals about the Kentucky Horse Park and about their experiences within the park or just in general with the horse culture of Lexington. It gave me a new, different perspective on how people experience horses in a different way than possibly that I do or the people that work there at the Kentucky Horse Park. One of which was Miss Elizabeth Levante, a professor of equine science here at the University of Kentucky. We spoke of the importance of the park with the culture of Lexington and also with the culture of her upbringing and how she became to be here in Lexington. She told me that not only is it different from the culture in Montana, because in Montana the horses are used for working animals versus here in Lexington where they're complete entertainment animals such as recreationally riding or racing or polo or such things like that. She also stated that there's just a social culture that comes with the races, the sales, the breeding industry, the Breeders' Cup, all of the eventing and showing that goes on here, the polo, all of those things. She stated to me multiple times that the horse culture of Lexington is so unique due to the fact that it is completely based on tourism. Without all of the racing and the Breeders' Cup and everything like that, the tourism wouldn't be what it is in Lexington today. So the Kentucky Horse Park surely does bring a lot of that into play when it comes to the amount of tourism that is here in Lexington. I also spoke with an expert on creating a show within the Kentucky Horse Park. She is an organizer for the Snowbird Dressage Show, Miss Julie Congleton. She was more than happy to speak with me about her experiences within the park and experiences with the staff and how great it is to be able to put on an annual show like that without any problems because of the main fact that the staff is just so great and that they are so helpful and so organized and truly help her get along with the show and everything like that. She did state to me that although she understands that the shows are always so stressful and if one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong, but being given the opportunity to work with the great staff of the Kentucky Horse Park gives me the confidence that everything will run smoothly. It gives me the satisfaction knowing that our show is appreciated and celebrated in such a great venue. And I believe that that is what the Kentucky Horse Park is all about, being able to celebrate the horse culture and being able to celebrate the relationship between so many people that they have here in the Lexington area as well as just in the Kentucky Horse Park. The last person I spoke with was Mr. Travis Robinson. He is the assistant director within the International Museum of Horse. They're located on site in the Kentucky Horse Park. We discussed the growth of the museum and the rise in popularity of the museum there at the Kentucky Horse Park. He told me that a lot of things haven't changed. I mean, some new exhibits have moved in, and he's in charge of a lot of the long-term exhibits there on site, but he has said the general feel of the museum hasn't really changed. He said that there have, of course, been new exhibits that have come in, but altogether the feel of the museum has not changed since I was first hired. It has remained a vital educational tool as well as an entertaining one for each individual that walks through the doors. And I think the Kentucky Horse Park is unique in the way that it does bring that educational factor into the culture of Lexington. It allows for people to go there and be educated about horses and educated about the past, present, and even the future of horses and how to take care of them. And so it's just very unique in that way of presenting the museum and presenting the entire park as a whole as an educational tool. We also discussed his mission of redefining the term sport horse and how so many different horses are stereotyped in the way that they could be bred for one thing or they could be trained for one sport, but they could also be trained for another one. Arabians, for instance, are very fast, so they're used for racing, but they could also be used for many different other sports that could also, partake in their speed. So in all individuals have been influenced by, all the individuals that I spoke with have been influenced by the park, but altogether it is unique to Lexington because of the education that it brings in, because of the difference in horse culture, because of it just is general splendor that it brings to the community of Lexington. Thank you.